How do I write a resume to get a job without experience? How do I move into a career path where I don't have the direct experience they're asking for? And why the heck won't companies give me a chance? This is Self-Made Millennial. I'm Madeline Mann, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a resume that will land interviews with no experience. I'll walk you through how to look through your past and find examples of experience even if you weren't paid for it, what to do if you have absolutely no experience whatsoever, and examples of how to overcome it, how to organize your resume, and make sure to stay to the end because I'll be sharing with you a real life example of how one person was able to make a 180-degree total career change with no relevant experience, including seeing exactly what was on their resume. Okay, what to put on my resume? Now, I'm going to tell you upfront, in order to successfully write a resume with no experience, you will need to reframe your thoughts around what counts as experience. When people start racking their brains for relevant experience, their mind automatically jumps to paid experience, and they completely gloss over all of the other things that they have done in their lives. You are so much more than what you are paid to do, so why not put it on your resume? But it's not about putting every skill you've ever had on your resume. You don't want to give the employer too much irrelevant information. What you should do instead is to review a job description, identify the skills that they are looking for, and then carefully consider where you may have demonstrated those skills. You can absolutely land interviews this way, and while these changes to your resume will get you through the door, since you have limited experience, you are going to need to show passion and interest above and beyond other candidates. One way to do this is you need to make sure you are following up after your job interviews. You may not know what to say when following up. That's okay. I notice that happens all the time, so I wrote the follow-up email templates for you to use. So I will link those templates in the comments and in the description. What counts as experience? Let's delve into some examples of common experiences and how you can find the glory in your story and turn even the most ordinary experience into a compelling part of your resume. Volunteering is a great source of experience for many people. If you have volunteered at a local library to help facilitate their literacy programs, you can use that as experience with teaching or training others. If you have built homes with organizations such as Habitat for Humanity, this demonstrates you understand safety standards and practices. If you've served food at a homeless shelter, you can use this experience as working in a team and handling large crowds. You should also consider the experiences you gained while doing school projects. For example, during your graduate studies, such as an MBA program, you might have done a project where you analyzed a pressing issue for a real-life business and then developed and presented a solution. This showcases your expert problem-solving and presentation skills. In your undergraduate program, you may have done a research project where you gained experience creating and collecting survey responses. This can be regarded as you having the skills to organize large quantities of information. And yet another example, while attending a coding bootcamp, you probably did a summative project such as configuring and programming an e-commerce store. That's design and programming experience right there. Another source of experience you don't want to forget is the work you have done for other organizations that you're a part of. If you're on your condominium's board of directors, you may have organized meetings. As a part of your sorority's philanthropy, you may have planned fundraising events. As a member of student council, you may have experience drafting emails. There's so much stuff, y'all, you just gotta dig a little bit. For example, let's say that you're applying for a teaching assistant role at a school. You've noticed that the job descriptions require supervising group activities, organizing and preparing teaching materials, and handling email communication. Here's an example bullet you could put on your resume based on your volunteer experience as a food server at ABC Homeless Shelter. Effectively directed 100 plus visitors at the shelter by providing clear direction and efficient service. An example of a bullet you could put on your resume based on your school project experience would be organize 150 plus survey responses for an organizational behavior research project. If you're hearing these examples and you're saying, good for them, but I still don't know what to write for myself. Well, I have a full free resume masterclass where I teach you how to find the glory in your story and write the best resume of your life. Check the link for upcoming classes or hop on the wait list if they're all full. I'll link it in the comments and in the description. Remember that your experience doesn't need to align perfectly with the job description. When I had no experience in high school, I applied for an administrative internship at an entertainment company. I cited that I had been a part of a short film and spun that experience to show that I understood what goes into production and to further emphasize my interest in that path. Despite it not being, the exact experience that they were looking for, I still got the job in the end. When you are someone with limited experience, it does put you at a disadvantage in the job search, but it doesn't make it impossible for you to land these roles. Often, what puts you over the edge is your passion, is your personality, is the fact that you are a unique person who brings a lot to the table. But the problem is that a resume doesn't do a very good job of portraying those different aspects of yourself. So I recommend using free tools like Puck, where you can send your sleek resume with then audio clips to connect the dots as to why you are a great match. And what I love about Puck is it's foolproof. They help you with what to say through essentially Mad Libs to show your value and your personality. Companies are looking to hire passionate, authentic people, and this is a way to stand out and show a bit of your personality. What I love is when you send your resume using Puck, the link is tracked. So you know if the company actually looked at your resume, they listened to your audio. It's really cool. So I will link Puck in the comments and in the description. Finding experience from your resume becomes so much easier when you start to consider all of the things beyond what you've been paid to do. So I want to know, are you the type of person who updates your resume regularly as your experience grows, as things happen? Or do you leave your resume updates until you are actively searching for a new role? Let me know in the comments by saying regularly update or leave it for later. I'm interested to see some of y'all's resume writing habits. How to build more experience. So if you have absolutely zero work experience or you would like to build more experience to strengthen your resume, well, here's how you do it in 3 steps. Step number 1, review the job description of the role you're pursuing and take note of all the skills you're missing. Step 2, find ways to build these missing skills. You can attend classes, read books, or ask someone if you can shadow them at their job. During this process, you'll need to be very resourceful and absolutely relentless in terms of gathering information. Thankfully, as long as you have sweet internet connection, you have access to an infinite wealth of information and cat memes. There's tons of free courses on platforms like Coursera and Udemy. Even Harvard University offers free online courses on a variety of subjects that you can find on their website. You can also borrow books or ebooks from your local library. Step number 3, put your skills into action immediately. In order to convert your newly acquired skills into real experience, you need to do things that demonstrate that this knowledge isn't all slosh around in your noggin, but that you can actually perform tasks using it. For example, if you've read some books on public relations, try advising a friend on a social media strategy for their business or side hustle. If you've completed a user experience design course, then go ahead. What are you waiting for? Design your own blog or personal business website. You should try to find people who could use your help and offer to do a free project for them. An effective way to find who the heck could use your help is leveraging the reach of our friend, social media. For example, if you make a LinkedIn post extending your expertise to those who need it using the hashtag offering help, that could work. Where do we put our experience on the resume? Where you place your newfound experience is key to preventing your resume from landing in the reject pile on an employer's desk. But if you really don't have that much to work with, just write experience and then list out all of the things that you've done so that we're not burying anything that's especially interesting and really claiming what you've done as experience. Because it is. Let me show you a real life example of Christian Bordeaux, who was a photographer, but he wanted to become a business intelligence analyst. Huge leap, but spoiler alert, he now works at PlayStation, and here's how he did it. Christian completed a data analytics and visualization boot camp, but he knew his education wouldn't be enough to land him his career-defining job. So he did lots of research on what does a business intelligence analyst actually do. He knew he was going to have to create a personal project to land a job, but didn't know what companies were looking for. So he talked to different business intelligence analysts, looked at many resumes and LinkedIn profiles of people in the business intelligence analyst role, and figured out which kind of project would make sense for him to carry out and attract these employers. On his resume, he focused on skills, SQL, Tableau, Python, Excel, and then moved right into projects as the biggest piece on his resume because that's the part that he could prove that he could do the job. Then for other jobs, such as his photographer role, he focused on highlighting the experience that was most relevant to business intelligence roles he wanted. He wrote in his resume that he used data analytics to help analyze his photos and working with others, and created a formula for his success. Through this approach, he was able to obtain contractor positions and then land a job at Nike as a business intelligence analyst. He has gone on to tell his story and help other job seekers, so I will link his LinkedIn profile in the description so that you can follow Christian and all the amazing content he puts out. Also, for more examples of how to build experience when you have none, make sure you check out my video, How to Get a Job with No Experience. I will link that in the comments and in the description. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. You've got this. Wi-Fi high five.